Hello and welcome to Blinkers Off. Great to be back for the second show of season 9. And I'm joined by Bloodstock agent Grant Morgan and flanked by big-time footy coach Ben Perkins. Welcome, first of all, welcome Grant.
Great to be playing with home track advantage this week, Jess. Love Prime Minister's Cup meeting, really looking forward to getting into the form.
So we've got the Prime Minister's Cup and the Hollandale. How do you think the track will play? That's a big question always with the...
We flog this track, don't we? We race on it every week, so we really test it out. But look, as long as it doesn't get too wet, I think it'll play reasonably well. Probably off the fence, though. I'm looking for horses to get probably about 3 horses off the fence in the straight.
Yeah, that's definitely something we'll look further into as the show goes on. Ben, welcome.
Jesse, I'm personally terrified of the Gold Coast. It's the sort of place where you walk in the gate and a bookie says, come with me and I'll tip you and you can bet with me. And after the first race, he goes, who would have thought he was 5 wide from gate 2? Who would have thought that? And then after race 2, he goes, he's never missed a start like that before in his life. And then when you're absolutely beaten to a pulp, he says, let's go to Toowoomba. You can bet with me still. The Gold Coast, very tricky track, I think.
Well, there you go. Not just the track bias, but maybe a few other bias there. But first of all, it's the first leg of the quaddie, and Grant, it's an open race.
First leg of the quaddie, the girls do battle. Open race, 6-1 the field here. I've got Miss Cover Girl on top with Glenn Collis doing the steering. This mare's won 3 from 6 at the track. First up from a spell, it's won 2 from 4. Kelly Schweida, yard, goes very well at the Gold Coast as Kelly. Barrier 2 gets it into a good sort of spot, so it's certainly the one to beat, Miss Cover Girl.
But I'll just butt in for 1 second. We're talking about she gets back. Do you think there's going to be a bias? We might have to watch the bias on the day.
Oh, she's versatile. You know, she can be up. She's led at Randwick all the way on a heavy track. You know, and she's got back to last and won. So she's very versatile. Glenn's got plenty of options on her, so I wouldn't be worried about
they're
that.
the type of horses you probably want to be on.
Yeah, certainly from the good gate, she's got plenty of options. So Miss Cover Girl one to beat. Adora Bubble, Traviston Girl, and Tina Molina are the other 3 for me.
Yeah, sounds like Miss Cover Girl's probably a good bet being so versatile.
Well, I've gone for it. I thought gate 2 would suit. I had it 6th in the running, so I've gone for it. I thought Sari Sara, if the track goes to good, it's 25-1. I think it's an improver at the weights. It goes okay. Miss 10 pins because Beyond Baker's horses are absolutely screaming and winning so many races, pound for pound. He's a real champion at the moment, Beyond Baker. And Tina Molina, this horse last time in, it won races that it shouldn't have been winning. It really, really improved. So big watch on it, Tina Molina. And at 150-1, Star Drop goes really, really well at this track.
Maybe Tina Molina needs to improve, but maybe Ben could improve on his dress sense. But anyway, let's crack on and get into that. I was down to the track on Tuesday morning where I caught up with Sean Ritchie to talk about 2 of his runners on the weekend. I'm joined by Sean Ritchie, and welcome, Sean.
Yeah, welcome. Thanks.
You always seem to have a good horse and make it over for the Winter Carnival. On Saturday, you've got no pushover in the gold bracelet. How's she coming along?
Look, she's a nice filly. She's only got South Island form back in New Zealand. She probably does need a firmer track. I see the weather's supposed to be all right through the week. So, she's a front-running horse or a forward-going horse. So we'd expect her to be somewhere up on the pace, which should suit this Gold Coast track. Yeah, well, there's no secrets in Flemington. I think she's a strong chance. She won a mile fresh up after running 4th in the Wellington Cup. It's a 2,000 metre mares benchmark race, so it really should suit her. She will get back. She needs to find her feet. She's best when she's left to the last 400 to finish a race off. But she's going to be tough to beat and a good race for her.
Nice talking to Sean there. He's very confident about one of his runners down there at Flemington. And Ben, lovely brooch, mate.
Oh, thank you so much. Angelica got it for me from America, from 2nd Avenue. In fact, Jesse, fashion is what one wears oneself. Unfashionable is what other people wear.
It is, Ben, but was it 2nd Avenue or 5th Avenue? Before on the show you were saying it was 5th.
2nd, 5th, it's a very big street.
All right, let's crack on and look.
The helicopter was going all over the place. We were just dropping down here, dropping down there. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Well, I don't really, but you know, we're not the unfortunates like myself. But come on, 2nd leg.
Jumbo Prince. Now, this horse Raced first up at Toowoomba. I had a good bet on it. The jockey gave it absolutely none. And this week they have put James McDonald on, and at $10, I reckon this is an each-way special. I've rated it, my computer, at $5, and I think Jumbo Prince is going to run an enormous race here. He's a very, very, very smart horse, and I'm all in for him. For the places that don't really care, I've got 12 Aldini, a local at big odds. I've got Mohican, another local who I thought ran a courageous race and drops 2 kilos.
James McDonald's the biggest thing going.
He's the best jockey in Australia. Let's face it, and so for that stable to go for him and for James to go,
Would you rate James over Hugh Bowman?
Not much between them. You'd be happy with whoever caught the colours. You'd be thrilled to have either one of them.
And I put Worthy Cause in for 4th. Pretty consistent type. Loves 1,400 metres.
How do you see the race? Do you see it with Ben or?
I think Jumbo Prince is a talented horse. He gets back though. I think at the Gold Coast.
Doesn't always get.
Well, yeah, he doesn't always. But what's he drawn wide?
He's drawn okay.
Drawn okay. Well, look, if he's got to be ridden forward because I don't think there's much speed in this race.
It's a midfield.
Fairly moderate tempo in this race on paper, so that's why I'm going for Snippets Land. He's going to box seat. Barrier 3, Blake Shin. Blake Shin. You talk about Hugh Bowman and McDonald and Snowden. He's just riding like a man inspired, Blake. So I've got him rated about $3.70. Snippets Land. I'd expect him to be fairly short. The Snowden horses always get good support here in Queensland, so I think he's probably the one to beat. Akavoran from the Kieran Maher stable. Kieran's been very good in the last couple of years, campaigning horses up here with Shrikandi. We saw it's first up. It ran second at a listed race at Flemington over 1,400 metres last preparation. So
do you think? Sorry to interrupt, but you're just talking about Kieran Maher. He's come up. He's travelled with his horses. Do you think certain trainers get horses to travel better, or do you think horses excel when they travel?
Oh, Kieran's a master at it. He's proven that, and I think his equestrian background. He's a real horseman. So I think he's got it down to a fine art, and proof's in the pudding. We've seen what Shrikandi did for the last 2 seasons. So Cool Ring from the Bjorn Baker. You talk about trainers that are flying, as Ben said before. Bjorn's just he's smashing them all over the place. So I'd certainly give Cool Ring a good chance. And Worthy Cause, look, it might get a soft lead. It's drawn the good alley. I can't see much speed in the race. It might end up in front. It's won a race at Flemington leading from the front as well too. So it's going to be hard to beat, but Snippets Land for me.
Snippets Land and Jumbo Prince 10-1 sounds like a nice little each way bet. Here I am with 2020 and I was talking with Jeff Lloyd. He's got some things to say. Your favourite colour?
Purple.
Bath or shower?
Shower.
The one single food that you'd never give up?
Prawns.
Favourite movie?
Thriller.
Favourite food?
Probably prawns.
Favourite team?
Arsenal.
Favourite sport?
Cricket.
Pen or pencil?
Pen.
Who's the first person you call when you have a bad day?
Have to be my wife.
Favourite season?
Summer.
Favourite day of the week?
Sunday.
Do you play a musical instrument?
No.
Favourite song?
Favourite song? I like the oldies, the 60s.
TV show you secretly enjoy?
Any sport.
One place you could travel to right now?
Mauritius.
Movies or TV?
Movies.
Blondes or brunettes?
My wife's a brunette. I'll go with that.
A lovely colt there by Love Conqueror out of Automatic Slim. Shares are available for $4,700. Just visit ontrackracing.com.au and check out everything that's on that website. Now we're going to look at the third leg of the quaddie, and Grant, it's the Hollandale. It's the big race of the program. Interesting race? Or?
Yeah, it is, Jess. Look, they want to make this a Group 1 race, but to be fair, it's a lot of other days, this race, to be honest with you. I think, it's a Group 2 race now, but it's really a fairly lacklustre affair. But Sir Moments is the one I've gone for here. He's a really consistent horse, and I'm not trying to denigrate any of the horses in the race, but it is short of a Group 1 race, and it is a weight for age race after all. But Sir Moments ran second in the race last year. It's going to be a lot of speed in this race. I think they're going to make it a really genuine run, 1,800 metre race. They're going to run along pretty hard. Sir Moments gets back to about midfield, and I think he can be strong late. Hauraki, he's probably the only genuine weight for age horse in the race, but I've got a question mark about his winning ability. He doesn't win many races, but surely he gets his chance here, so certainly he goes into the dangers. Excess Knowledge from the Gay Waterhouse Yard, it's going to be going forward. I like the engagement of Tegan Harrison for the horse. I think she's going to suit it. She rides the track very well, and she goes best on horses that go forward.
Ben?
This race? Well, look,
Hollandale? Do you think it's should be Group 1?
No, I
three?
don't. Yeah, Group 3 seats. Like all the good horses have done their bit in Sydney, and now they come up here, to try and pick up a bit of the Queensland money. I went for Old North, the stablemate to Haraki. I was hoping that James McDonald might butcher Haraki, so I've left it out of everything. I thought that Old North would sit just in behind them and might be lucky. I put Spirit Jim in. Now, this is a Waller import horse, and he's racing this horse first up in a Group 2 race. Now, it must be, forward enough to compete well. And Waller's a genius.
It's not a tough 1,800 metres, though, is it? It's more like a mile.
But he still put this horse in there first up in a Group 2. And Waller, he's such a good trainer. You've got to respect, any market move could be significant. Sir Moments, he's the local, Queensland star, overseas.
He's a French horse. He's running 2 Arc de Triomphes.
European.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
he's a serious horse, but he's more of a 2,400 metre horse. So
But
obviously,
Waller can get him going
true.
fresh.
Yeah.
He can put sprint in them. So I think he's a big query. Sir Moments, like the local champ. He'll be the one that all the fans will be barracking for. Very honest, and he's a gutsy type. And I thought Sir John Hawkwood, this horse is 25 to 1, and I reckon it'll sit about 4th in the run. And I thought the Gold Coast track might suit it. And I thought maybe, $5 each way or throw it in a first 4. I thought Sir John might run well.
Okay, we're up to the last leg of the quaddie, race 8. An interesting race. There's only looks to be 2 major chances in it, and Ben. Good.
Well, I saw $4.60 takedown, and I grabbed that. I was happy to take that. This horse, I think it's set weights. I think it's really, really well in this race. I'm excited about its chances. Gary Moore trains, and to me, it's an excellent chance to win this race. I don't want it to lead. I want it to sit maybe 4th or 5th in the run because there's a lot of pace outside of it. But if it does lead all the way, I can live with that as long as it wins. I'm keen on takedown. I think it's going to run really, really well. For second and third, I think Santa Ana Lane, like Friedman comes up here. Anything Friedman trains, you must respect it. I think Big Tree. Big Tree's got a good record at the Gold Coast, and it's in form. It's got a good place chance. And Perfect Dare, I think they should ride Perfect Dare back in the field and let it come home and wait for it over 1,400 metres when it draws about gate 3. But I think Takedown, if it can just sit behind them and then, like one of my favourite horses of all times, Atropine, sit, and then go bang.
There it is. And Takedown will come in second spot. Righto, what do you like there, Graham?
Can't believe I'm saying it, but I agree 100% with Ben there. Takedown will be winning this, Jess. $1.75 I've got it. So he's $4.60. He's looking fantastic. Barrier 5, drawn to, as Ben says, box seat. Just sit off of the speed, and there is good speed in this race. Santa Ana Lane runs second. Back 1, Save on the Quinella, they just run 1-2. Brigadoon Rose, I think, is probably the other chance, with Blake Shin in the saddle. But Takedown, one of the better bets of the day.
Definitely looks a race between 2. Just getting further on the show, we might have a little disagreement about that. All right, I was down the track and I watched Santa Ana Lane do track work, and I caught up with the travelling foreman, Will Stewart. Here I am.
We're just looking on screen now, Santa Ana Lane galloping. He galloped nicely.
Yeah, he done nice work. Went over 1,000 metres home last 600. It was pretty good work.
And how would that compare to his normal gallops?
No, everything's ticked along just fine with him.
What's his main target up here?
Hopefully we'll get to the Queensland Guineas for his main goal.
And on that work this morning, how do you think he'll fare up?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good, hopefully.
So you won't be holding my bet then?
I'll hold your bet, mate.
It was good watching Santa Ana Lane work very strong. The 2 gents on my flanked on my left and right here, very confident about Takedown. I'm kind of disagreeing, but we'll get on to that further on to the best bets. I was down the track with 2020 with Tegan Harrison.
Do you like baths or showers?
Baths.
Favourite drink?
Water.
Favourite book?
There's a book called Busy.
What annoys you the most?
Where do I begin?
The one single food that you'd never give up?
Pretty much I just don't like giving up any food.
Favourite movie?
Be 8 seconds.
Favourite food? Footy team?
Bulldogs.
Favourite sport?
Oztag.
Pen or pencil?
Pencil because you can rub it out pretty easy.
Who's the first person you call when you're having a bad day?
There's a long list.
Favourite season?
I actually like autumn.
Favourite day of the week?
Sad days.
Chocolate or strawberry?
Strawberries.
Do you play a musical instrument?
I used to play, I think that I can play the guitar. I used to play the violin and piano.
Favourite song?
I really like John Mellencamp's music.
TV show you secretly enjoy?
Home and Away, it's no secret.
One place you could travel to right now?
Lawrence.
Movies or TV?
TV.
Blondes or brunettes?
Brunettes.
Ben, we're going to be talking about the Whipple in Controversy Corner coming up with Belinda. She's done a bit of a story. She spoke with Peter McLaurin. She spoke with Ray Murray. Your thoughts on the whip rule?
Look, my thoughts are very simple. That you get the expert in, and his name is Gary Witherford. If horses could talk. Now, this man, he can get a horse person, as in a rider, on an unbroken horse in 45 minutes. So what the Australian racing community, they want to get rid of all these politically correct imbeciles and get this man over to Australia so he can actually explain to these people how horses behave, what they like and what they don't like. And believe me, he says horses do not mind the whip. He says they hate spurs. Get rid of the spurs, but keep the whip. Get Gary Witherford over to Australia and listen to him.
There's a number of opinions. I think the perception is the public perception of the whip from what we've seen.
But
what we're going
you
to
don't want to. All these politically correct people are invariably wrong on everything.
All right.
Ask Donald Trump. You're doing well, Trumpy. 33-1. Go the Trumpster.
All right. Here we are with Controversy Corner and Belinda Kelly.
Hi, we're with John Marr, Brisbane trainer, to talk about the whip rule. Hi, John.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm pretty good, thanks.
Excellent.
Pretty well.
So this last week there's been some talk about some new recommendations from New South Wales stewards in regards to the whip rule changes that were implemented in December 2015. What do you suggest?
Well, you know, what I've heard, I don't think it's in concrete yet, but I think it's a good idea that you can actually hit them 8 times before the 100 metre mark, and then from the 100 metre mark to the winning post, you hit them every second push. So I think that's probably a good idea.
And Racing Australia have said to Blinkers Off that they feel like the current whip rules changed in December 2015 give every jockey an equal chance to get the best out of their horse. Would you agree?
I think, I think they do. But I just felt when I heard the Chief Stipe in Sydney, I don't think it's gone through yet, but I just felt that to be able to hit them 8 times before the 100 metre mark, I think that will be effective. And what will do it, they'll really race to their ability.
I spoke to Chief New South Wales Steward from Racing New South Wales, Ray Murray. He said he's not in a position to outline the recommendations sent to Racing Australia in regards to the whip rules, but he said that far too many jockeys have been fined as a result of the rules introduced last year. He also said that he has the same interests as Racing Australia in regards to the welfare and the integrity of the sport. We're with Sean Ritchie, New Zealand trainer, and we're going to talk to him about the whip rule. Hi, Sean.
Hi.
So there's been some recommendations from New South Wales stewards in regards to the whip rule that it needs tweaking. What are your thoughts on the recent rules?
Look, I think we're going to have to accept that these things are not going to get better. They're obviously going to get worse as far as changing rules. And the stewards have got a tough job. Not suggesting that that's going to be easy for them to. I think the biggest problem will be how they're going to interpret the rules, or more to the point, how they're going to punish the rules. Look, I think the one in place is okay, but it's going to need to be tweaked regularly, I'm sure, and this is not a subject that's going to go away quickly.
I interviewed Racing Australia CEO Peter McGuiran, who said there are many other variables that affect a horse's performance during races, such as weight, track condition, barrier and luck in running. He also said that they will consider the recommendations from the stewards in due course and that the new whip rules have not affected wagering.
Controversy Corner, a great story there, again by Belinda. Grant, it looks like the whip rule, from speaking to Racing Australia and Ray Murray, they have been provisions probably maybe put in place, but it looks like it's going to stay.
I blame the Jockeys Associations, Jess, the national and the state bodies. They shouldn't have let it get to this stage. The jockeys hold all the power. They have the whip hand. Go on strike. They should have blocked this. It should never have happened, and they need to get really strong on it. Otherwise, we're going to give these guys an inch, and as Ben says, the political correctness is just going to ruin our industry.
Yes, whip that jockey.
Whip the jockeys.
Well, like it's been said, whip the jockeys, but it is a competitive sport, and that's what has to be understood. It is a competitive, and every horse is different, but to get the best out of every horse, they need to have access to the whip, to be able to use it.
The persuader.
Political correctness is going to ruin the industry. We've got to jump on it right now.
Righto, there it is. Now I'm with Steve Madrick from OLBG. Remember last week he tipped us Newcastle to win to 0, and he took the $1.95 and the $3.40. It was a good day. Here is Steve Madrick.
Hi Jesse, before we get started with this week's tip from olbg.com.au, we are going to say congratulations to Adelaide for winning the Hyundai League. And of course, back in the UK, Leicester City 5,000 to 1 before the season started to lift the Premier League. They've done it midweek by default when Tottenham could not beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Talking to Stamford Bridge in London, that's where we're off to this weekend. We're off down to the East End, where West Ham United are playing host to Swansea City. West Ham still have hopes of playing in Europe next season, and they've not lost at home in 15 games, winning 8 of those, drawing 7. And as I say, they've not lost a single game in 15 whilst being the hosts. So Swansea are coming to town this week. They're not doing so well on the road. In the last 6 games, each of those games have gone over 2.5 goals. And they've conceded 15 goals in those 6 games. So we're going to look at a double-edged bet this weekend. We're going to look at West Ham United to win. They're going to be short enough a price, but also we're going to look at betting on over 2.5 goals in the game. Anybody fancies a correct score? Why not try a 3-0 to West Ham United? We'll see you next week.
OLBG, free sports betting tips to help you beat the bookies. Visit olbg.com.
West Ham 3-0 looks like to be a good bet at the $12. You might get better. Now, best bets on the program, the most important part of the show. Can you lead us away with a few?
Like to, Jess, they're not going to be fancy prices, but if we start with Impending, the Godolphin 2-year-old in the Ken Russell, they picked the right race for this horse. He's a colt by Lonhro. He's a really cracking individual. Won his first start impressively at Rosehill. I think he gets black type on Saturday at Gold Coast and enhances his stud value. And we go all up into the last into Takedown. Jess, I know that you're not fancying Takedown, but I'm telling you Takedown will be winning the last of the Gold Coast.
I have no doubts it's the main danger to Santa Ana Lane. I do agree. There's only 2 in the race, but I think that work that I saw on Tuesday morning, unbeatable. I'm putting my judgment on the line. But then...
Well, I'm praying to Abraxas, I'm praying to Equus, and I'm going all in on Jumbo Prince. Rick Davies followers will know what I'm talking about there. And, of course, Takedown in the last. And I'm betting big, and I have bet big, on Donald Trump to beat that snivelling, lying crook, Hillary Clinton.
Well, there, 33 to 1. Geez, you've done well there. My best I'm taking it an all up. I'm going to take Santa Ana Lane. I know the 2 on my left and right completely disagree with me. With Takedown, I like the $3.80, $4 that's available. I'm taking that and I'm taking it all up into West Ham 3-0. So you're going to get about 50 to 1. And I think they're handsome odds and definitely worth having a few dollars on it. Well, Grant, thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure, Jess.
Good luck on Saturday and maybe hopefully one of your best bets run second anyway. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for joining us, and I'm sure you back a winner on the weekend. I'm Jesse McDonald. Bye for now.